in the chat. Because remember that that's your attendance record. So that's what I see, so I can then see who came to the class. Okay, so first I'm going to give you your homework for the weekend. You already started part of Unit 2 with Manuel. Today we're going to look at the introduction that's about street life, and it's about vocabulary of things that we see when we're walking down the street. So we're going to see that. But there is a video that you can do when you finish Unit 1. That's called Adventure Sports in Chile. And you have that in the PDF file that we uploaded to the platform. It was the last page, I think. There's a review that's also like autonomous works. You can check it out and we can review it. But the video, it's there. I'm sorry, my computer is acting out. Do you see me fine, or do I look weird? Colors?
No, you look fine.
Okay, then it's just my computer. And I'm looking at everything black and white. There it is. Okay. Like I was saying, at the end of Unit 1, you have a review, and you also have a study guide for a video. So the video is linked in Google Classroom, and I will share that with you now. Because we're going to do that as a homework, and I'm going to review that information on Monday, Tuesday. Our first class is on Tuesday. So right now it's here in homeworks, but it's a draft. I'm going to post this here. I'm going to post this right after the class, and here's the link to the video. It's only 3 minutes, but you can watch it as many times as you want before you finish, okay? So remember, this video, we're going to review it on Tuesday. The last page of Unit 1, there's also a review that you can do on your own. I'm going to check if there are any audios in the review so I can upload them. We can also check the answers on Tuesday. But today, we are going to start with another thing. And this one has to do about places that we live. We're going to start by talking about our environment, our surroundings. So let's start with, where do you live? Do you live in a house, in an apartment, in a boarding house? Where do you guys live?
I live in a castle. Well, my house looks like one.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, because it's a very, very old house, and it has kind of like a Spanish thingy vibe. So it's built like a castle.
Where is it?
In La Cruz,
Okay.
Valparaiso region.
Okay. What about the rest of you? Where do you guys live? Anyone? Marisol, where do you live?
In a house, but it's like I don't know how to say in English. A condominio.
A condo. Yeah, it's a condo.
Yes.
And you say that it's in Valparaiso?
No, it's in Villa Alemana. I live in Villa Alemana.
Oh, okay. All right. So your neighborhood is the condo where you live, right?
Yes.
Interesting. Ignacio, what about you?
Miss, I just entered the class because I couldn't find the link. And what are you asking?
Where do you live? Do you live in a house, in an apartment?
And it's kind of weird because it's like, imagine four squares, and here is like backyard, but up it's the house, and the house is
Mhm.
in Whiteland, and down this part there's another house.
Mhm.
But kind of I live in a house in El Olivar, which is in Villa Alemana.
So the first floor is one house, the second floor is another house. Is that it?
And yes, no Villa Alemana, Viña del Mar.
But they have separate entrance.
Yes, and the other house is another house. I live in the upper part.
You live in a
It's-
duplex.
Yes, I think.
That's how they call it, a duplex.
I
You have
live
two
in,
floors and they're two different apartments.
well,
So
I
yeah.
live there.
So does anyone live in a neighborhood or do you live in the center of the city? Does anyone live like in the center of the city, like with a lot of, you know, transport going around?
I live in the cerro,
Where do you live, Valeria?
in the cerro, no sé cómo
In a
se dice.
hill.
Yes,
Okay. Which hill do you live in?
el forestal, Viña del Mar.
You live in Viña. Okay.
Sí,
How many of you live in Valpo, like in the city of Valparaiso? You can raise your hand if you. Nobody lives in Valpo. Really? You all study in UPLA and nobody lives in Valpo.
Ignacio Pessoa lives in
Yeah.
Playa Ancha. But yeah.
Really? That's cool. That is very convenient in the future. For protest or something, they can all go to Inez's house and they come back. What about the hills? Because Valeria mentioned hills. She mentioned a hill in Viña. Does anyone live in a hill in Valpo?
I live in Happy Hill.
Happy hill.
Cerro Alegre, Cerro Alegre.
I got it. Yeah. That's a very touristic hill.
Yeah, in summer.
Yeah, for sure. What about the rest of you? No one else?
Miss,
Does
can you
anyone-
repeat the question again?
We were trying to decipher where everyone lives. So some of you are in Viña Alemana, Viña, Valpo, La Cruz. La Cruz, is La Cruz a city or a town? What's
We
the
are a
difference?
city. We are the national capital of avocados. We are a city.
You're a city, yes. What do you think is the difference between a city and a town? How do you classify that?
A town is more little, I think. Or
Smaller?
Smaller, yeah.
Could be. What do you guys think?
I also don't know if a town has a mayor,
Has a what?
a mayor, like,
Oh, okay, yeah. Like a representative.
yeah.
Mm. Anyone else?
Or it could be like Viña del Mar is the city and El Olivar is a town. And in the city of Viña del Mar. Or like Belloto. I didn't know that Belloto was part of Quilpué. I thought that they were different.
Well, yeah, no, I think most of them are cities, the ones that you mentioned, except El Olivar. El Olivar is just a hill, it's part of Viña, you know? But all the others are just cities. When you think about town, you think about a place that's very rural, but also not
I'm
very
live
urban.
in a town. I live in El Milan. El Milan. It's a large. It's large, but
Mhm.
it's very rural.
Very
And
rural.
yes, and
Okay.
it's like you walking in a town and you see cows or horses like a dogs, but horse or a cow.
Yeah. So, Alan, what do you like about living in that place?
It's very quiet and it's mm, like como que uno puede respirar más, o sea,
You can
um,
breathe.
yes, yes. And yes, it's quiet, it's comfortable, and it's se me fue la palabra. Eh, calm. It's calm.
That's very good, especially
Peaceful,
now.
peaceful. Yes.
Okay, so what is one thing that you don't like about living there?
Well, you need to travel a long distance for buy necessary things like food or
Right.
necessary things.
Like basic supplies.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, I get it. So basically the opposite is what happens when you live in a city, right? The good thing is you have access to everything, but the bad thing is you're too crowded. It's too noisy. It's always hectic. You know, people are always moving.
Yes, and here is really es como que todos se conocen entre sí.
Everybody knows everybody.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so let's think about cities because either you live or you're going to study, fingers crossed, in the city next year. So there's one thing that cities always have and that cities always attract, which are artists, like street performers. You always have street performers. You either have people singing in the subway or in buses or in the street, or have you seen those statues? People that dress up like statues and there are in the streets.
I think this is really amazing, but I see this performance and I stand to see all of performance, and this is really is weird, but it's awesome. I think it's awesome.
It is, and they're always painted and they have this huge costume, you know, the
Yes.
clothes. Yeah. What other street performers do you guys remember that are in the streets? You know, musicians, actors. What other street performers do you see?
Clowns.
Yes, hate them. But yeah, clowns. What other street performers?
Dancers.
Yeah.
We have a
Mm,
travesti who does sing. He sings and dances and make jokes. Pretty complete show.
Who's
Cool.
rappers?
I think they fall into musicians, but yeah, you always have like
Mm.
free, yeah, rappers. Any other street performers that you guys remember? How about the ones that stand on street lights?
The one who cleans like the windows of your car.
Well, that's not really a performer.
That's true.
You know, the ones that are. I'm not sure if they can tell you a story in a street light. Street lights, remember, are the ones that go from red to yellow, green. Yeah, I don't know if that happens in other cities. It happens in Valpo that you have a lot of jugglers. Do you guys know jugglers?
A los malabaristas.
Jugglers, yeah. So they get with balls or with rings, or sometimes they do things with fire. But they're not in the street, they're in the street lights. So whenever there's a car and the light goes to red, that's when they do the show. There's another type of street performer that I'm going to show you a picture of. And it's this one. So what do you see in this picture?
It's like a paint with como con fondo, but really it's like just plain a plain picture. It's like the colors and the style that's how he does it. It's like make it look like 3D.
3D, that's it. Good.
Like
Yeah, it's like a 3D. Yeah.
like an illusion.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
It's a 3D illusion in the street, in pavement, actually. Okay, so this guy, it's also a street performer. Now, when we talk about the street, the actual street, that's where the cars go by, right? How do you call that little area on the sides where people walk?
The sidewalk, right?
The sidewalk, yes. So you have the sidewalk and then you have the street, or sometimes it's also called pavement. The street is American, the pavement is British, okay? So I want you guys to look at this part that says street light. Then street life, you have three concepts. One, people who work in the street. Two, words to describe a town or a city. And then three, places and things in the street. So I want you to try to classify them based on this box. You have to put them in each category. So what do you think, what category do you think goes the souvenir seller?
People who work in the street.
Good. Okay. You have this box. Take a picture of the screen because I'm going to put you in breakout rooms for a few minutes so you can do this with your classmates, okay?
Profe,
Yeah?
una cosita antes. ¿Ya estamos en la unidad 2.1?
Yes.
Just to write it. Thanks.
Okay, take a picture of the screen. You're going to breakout rooms for 3 minutes, and then we'll check the answers, okay?
Okay.
Are you guys ready?
Yes.
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 Okay.
Hola.
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 Buenas noches. Cagada de sueño.
Ya, entonces tenemos que, ay no, dividir las que salen abajo.
Sí.
Sí.
¿Ya pusieron la primera? Una, dos, tres, cuatro. Sí, efectivamente.
ya nos van a sacar. ¿La hicieron?
Sí, pero me faltan
Eh, 5. Sí.
en la 3.
3. Ah,
En la 3 yo también tengo. No, son más de 3 porque está. ¿Cuál pusiste, Nacho? Ah, aparte, no pusiste el marketplace. Ah, ya.
mm,
Ah, ya, entonces sí, ahí está. Sí, sí. Y todas las otras palabras van en. Ya.
Apart from it.
How about when we finish the class, I can stay for a couple of minutes and we can check that out, okay, Constanza?
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Okay, guys, so let's see what you have for the first part. That says, people who work in the street. We had one, souvenir seller. Okay, what are the other people?
Street cleaner.
Good,
Pavement
Good.
artist.
very good. Okay, so we have 4. Words to describe your town or city.
Dirty.
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 Safe.
Huge.
safe.
Safe.
Dirty.
Okay,
Crowded.
safe,
Crowded.
huge, dirty,
Lively.
Crowded.
Lively. Dull.
lively,
Safe.
safe, and
Dull.
Dull.
dull. Yes, dull. All right, and places and things in the street. You have marketplace. What is another?
Parking space.
Good.
Rubbish.
Area.
Pedestrian area, yes.
Rubbish.
Rubbish,
Stall.
Stall.
stall, yes.
And the statue.
And a statue, good. Okay, so I want to check to see if you guys can explain to me what is a stall.
Son como unas
puestos.
tienditas. Son como las tienditas,
Como
como...
un
It could be like a
¿Un puesto?
kiosco.
Un puesto de venta.
Sí,
Podría
eso.
ser tal vez
como
feria
un
o no.
kiosquito.
Okay, then why do I always hear bathroom stall?
Baños públicos.
I didn't say public, I said bathroom stall.
Así como esas cajas, como que es como un baño como que la usan como los constructores y todas esas cosas. ¿Así?
Los baños químicos.
¿Eh?
That's a portable.
Ah.
I'm gonna check the chat. Okay, so you're writing what you say, that a stall, it's like a little small place where people sell things, right? You see them a lot on handcraft fairs. You know, handcraft fairs or Christmas fairs, there's always like a lot of stalls. But a stall, a basic stall, is just a small place, just a small place. So when you go to the bathrooms in the university, for example, the women's bathroom, you enter and you have 3 or 4 stalls. That's where you enter, you close the door, and you have the
Caseta?
toilet.
Cabina.
Yeah. It's similar because that's a booth. That has like 4 walls, you know? The stall is always open. There's always a part that is open. So try to understand the difference. A stall is like a small area, but it can usually be open. Booth is closed. So it's like when you are in the highway and you have to stop to pay, that's a toll booth because the person is always closed in that area. Or in music, sometimes you have to record in a booth because it has to be soundproof. So basically that's the difference between a stall and the booth, okay? But that's the stall. What about pedestrian? It says pedestrian area. What do you understand by that?
Área peatonal.
So we're talking pedestrian, we're talking about people that walk in the streets. You have two types of people in the street, pedestrians and
Drivers.
Drivers.
that's how you classify people in the street, pedestrians and drivers, okay? Now, pedestrian area, that particular word, you have pedestrian, people, and then you have area, which is a concept. Those two words are nouns. Those two words are concepts. So what we see here are compound nouns. Compound nouns no es un adjetivo y un sustantivo. Son dos sustantivos que crean un concepto nuevo. Okay? All of these are two that you created, like a street performer or parking space. Those are compound nouns. So what are some concepts that we can create here? Taking one word from 1 to 5 and one from A to E. Like, what can I do with pavement, for example?
Area.
Pavement area. What do you guys think? Yes?
Yes.
Good. Pavement area. Okay. Newspaper.
Seller.
Newspaper seller.
Yeah, because they sell the newspaper.
Mhm.
You can create more than one because it says there is more than one possible answer. So yes, you can have a newspaper seller.
Newspaper stall. It could be.
Yeah. So do you see the difference? The newspaper seller is the person. And the newspaper stall is the place. Okay, what about play?
Area.
Area.
Play area, yeah, for children. Flower,
Flower stall. Flower
Our
seller.
seller.
Or seller.
flower seller, flower stall. They can also be possible, yeah. Rubbish.
Bean.
Bin.
What is another word for rubbish?
Trash.
Trash.
Trash,
Really?
garbage. And what is another word for bin?
Box.
Well, think about this. In Europe, they call it rubbish bin. In America, they talk about the garbage.
Container.
Garbage cans.
The garbage can. Yeah.
Yes, yes, yes.
Garbage container, yeah, but those would be those big greens in the street.
Oh, okay.
That would be like the container. But around the house, the garbage can. So again, we divided this thing into three, right? We said people who work in the street, words to describe your town and city, and places and things in the street. Now, there are some sentences here that I want you to tell me if they are true or false about where you live. Okay? And I want you to think pre-pandemic. Not right now, but pre-pandemic. You know, life before all this. Number 1 says the nightlife is lively. Is that true or false in your place? And try to react with the hands, like up or down. True or false? Check the reactions. Okay, only 4 people reacted. Come on.
I don't have the thumbs down, but
You don't have it in the reactions button? Oh yeah,
No,
you
we
only
can
have,
just
but you
make a
have like a
cross.
cross. Yeah,
Yeah.
people are making the cross. Okay, Constanza, you said no, that's not true in my case. Why not?
because most of people who live in my city are very old, and the city is pretty quiet at night. I live in the main avenue, and it's so quiet.
Okay. Number 2, and even if you live in a small city or a small town, there's always like a square with some sort of statue. Somewhere in the city, there's a square with a statue. So number
Oh.
2 says it's famous for its statue of a lion.
It has to be a lion.
Well, that's what the sentence says. I want to see if you have a statue of a lion in your city or not.
We have one of a dog.
Marisol, you said no. What do you have in your city?
In a park, its name is Plaza Belén, is a horse.
There is?
A horse.
There is a horse.
Yes.
Do you know why?
No, I don't know.
Okay.
I live in the past in Villa Alemana, but I didn't remember that it was a horse statue. I only remember the Christmas tree, the giant Christmas tree in Villa Alemana.
Mm.
But it's famous. It's like the horse of Plaza Belén.
Francisca, you also said no.
Honestly, I don't remember what is the figura on the.
What's the statue?
Yes, but it's definitely not a lion.
Okay. Number 3, the market has all kinds of stalls. You can think about vegetable market, or maybe in your town there is a flea market. So is this true or false in your place, in your area? Josefa, it's true in your area?
Yes, there are a lot of things like in the market, like la variedad es como súper amplia igual.
A lot of
I think.
variety. Okay. What kind of things do they sell, for example?
Excuse me, I don't hear you.
What kind of things do they sell in the market?
A lot of things, because like in the supermarkets, there are like that stalls of other things like tabaquerías, cell phones, things, and that kind of stuff. So it's very like variado.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I'm going to ask one more question about this. Okay. It says there is a huge problem with rubbish in the city center. Is that the case in your town or city?
Obviously, in Valparaiso, it's a real problem.
That's true. But Ignacio and Marisol, they both said no. Ignacio, why not? Your microphone is closed. You know that, right? There you
Where
go.
are we now? Where are we now? What sentences are you talking about? I was blank.
A huge problem with rubbish in the city center. Will you say yes or no?
And I don't know what it means, the sentence.
There is a huge problem, like a big problem with rubbish or garbage in the city center. Like there's always, you know, wrappers in the ground, cigarette butts in the floor, in the pavement.
I think that yes, because everywhere I go, I always see like papers just in the street, and generally in all the fifth region in Chile, it's like very dirty, the streets. They never use the trash can, even if they have it on the side.
Yeah, but I see that, for example, Constanza and Alan, they said no, but that's because they live in small towns. They don't live like in very big urban areas.
I disagree.
Why do you think you don't have garbage problem in La Cruz?
Because actually our mayor invest a lot of money on garbage truck. We just got 3 new ones, and that's because of something she did. Like I've known small towns that are very dirty, and they are the same as us.
Interesting. So it's not the garbage, it's the people.
Or the tourists that go there.
Can also be an option. Yes. Okay. Guys, give me 1 second. Sorry. I felt it coming. We're going to do exercise 5, but I'm going to put you in groups and I'm going to tell you what city to talk about. Okay? Because I know that some of you are from Villa Alemana or Quilpué, that area. Then I have people from Viña, some from Valpo, and these small towns. Okay? So I want you to tell me, because I'm going to put you in breakout rooms, and what I want you to do is finish these sentences about the city or the town that I'm going to tell you about, okay? So let's see, I'm going to assign manually. Okay, so who, for example, is from Villa Alemana or Quilpué?
Me.
Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you're from Villa Alemana, Quilpué, or Belloto. Marco, okay. Who else? Marisol. Anyone else from that area? David, are you from that area? David, are you there? I don't think he's there.
Sorry. Estaba ocupado, perdón. ¿Cuál
Are
era?
you from that area? From Villa Alemana, Quilpué, Belloto?
No. I'm from Valpo.
Okay, so you're from Valpo.
Yeah.
Okay, so Ignacio Peso is also from Valpo. Who else is from Valpo? Who else is from Valparaiso? Okay. Viña. Who is from Viña? Francisca, Reyes, Sofía, Ian, Valeria. Ignacio, you're from Viña?
Yes,
What part of Viña?
El Olivar.
Okay, not today. Today you're going to go to the group of you're going to the group of Quilpue, Villa Alemana, all that area.
Okay.
All right. Is anyone not in the Valparaiso area? Is anyone outside of Valpo in another
Me.
city?
Me.
Okay, Constanza.
Josefa also.
Me too.
And Alan.
Josefa, where are you?
Me.
From Quillota. Soy vecina de la Connie.
Okay, so Constanza, Josefa. Who else
too.
is not?
Me too.
Who?
Me, Francisca Pino.
Okay, Francisca, where are you?
From Hijuelas.
Okay, so Constanza, Josefa,
Me too.
Francisca.
And me.
Who?
María Sofía.
Where are you, Maria Sofia?
From Calama.
Okay, that's a city.
Sí.
Okay, so Constanza, Francisca, Josefa, and Alan, you're going to. Wait, no, Alejandro.
Ivan.
Miss, I'm from La Ligua.
Wow, okay. Okay, but I have 5 people here. It's a little too much. So, Ivan, you're from La Ligua, but okay, who wants to support Viña?
Okay.
Esa, brother.
Oh.
Ivan, okay, you're supporting Viña today. You're going
But
to the
I'm
Viña group. Okay?
Okay.
Just for today, you're supporting Viña. And let's see, the last group that I have is going to be Alan, Constanza Urtubia, and Maria Sofia. So Maria Sofia, you said that you are in Calama?
Yes.
Okay, Constanza Urtubia, where are you?
I'm from Quintero.
And Alan?
El melón.
Okay. So you're going to do it from Calama, because that's the one place that we know nothing about. So we're going to learn a couple of things here. I'm going to put you in the rooms. You are in groups of 3 or 4 people. You have to finish the sentences based on the city that you have. So the first group, that is Ignacio, Marco, and Marisol, you're doing it about
Google, can you
Villa
mute yourself
Alemana.
a little bit?
I'm sorry?
Oh, I'm sorry. I was talking to someone else.
Okay, so Ignacio, Marco, and Marisol, you're doing it about Villa Alemana. David, Ignacio, Pessoa, and Ivan, you're talking about Valpo. Francisca, Ian, Sofia, and Valeria, you guys are talking about Viña. Alejandro, Constanza, Francisca, and Josefa, you're talking about small towns. So you can choose what small town you want to talk about. That's going to be up to you. And the last group, that is, let me see. Alan, Constanza, and Maria Sofia, you guys are talking about Calama. Okay, so you have 10 minutes to do this assignment. So you can create the questions, you can push the button if you need to ask for help.
Miss,
All right? Yeah?
Alejandro says he know more about Villa Alemana.
He knows more about Viña.
Yes,
I know
because
more, and I know more about Viña. And I'm from Viña.
and
Okay, you're going to the Villa Alemana group. Fine.
So,
All right. Everyone else is ready?
Yes.
Okay.
yes.
Yepa,
El Dream Team.
Dream Team, la cagó.
Y
Ustedes son de Valpo, así que me
puro
tienen que
Gentler.
carrear. Yo soy de la
¿De dónde?
Ligua.
Ah,
No, weón, que en
¿La
la misma
Ligua?
región, quedamos como a
Sí.
1 hora o menos, como
Venden
40
pastelitos.
minutos.
¿Vos hablas de los pastelitos?
Sí, weón, sí, no queda tan lejos. En bus es como 1 hora, yo creo.
Sí,
En
yo he ido en
auto como
auto,
40
igual
minutos.
es como. Es su pique.
Más o menos. Es que está cerquita de la playa, ¿cachai? Ni tanto, ¿cachai? ¿Dónde queda? Mira, la Ligua queda cerca de Zapallar, Papudo, Maitencillo.
Ujú. Fui para allá
Vivo,
y quería puro irme, sí. No
vivo
hay nada
entre la
entretenido que
Ligua y
hacer.
Choropo. ¿Qué?
No sé a qué cresta fui esa vez, weón.
¿A dónde?
A la Ligua. Creo que a comprar
A
polerones
comprar dulces.
y dulces, sí.
Ya,
Ya, a ver.
entonces, ustedes me tienen que carrear. Más que la
Eh,
chucha. Mear.
bueno, mear. Eh, yo quiero poner ahí. Like. In, Valpo. There
¿Qué van a poner en la primera?
plenty to do. Like. O sea, a mí me gusta ir al. A ver.
Eat Chorrillana.
Claro.
Está completo without tomato, como dijo el David en el video.
De todos los weones me wean por el video, weón. Like.
Es que, weón,
Sí, eat completos.
Eat Chorrillana as fuck.
Com or chorrillana. Me gusta ir a ver los lobos marinos a mí. No, pues, quedan en el Muelle Barón, los lobos marinos. No, yo los voy a ver
Los malditos.
más de cerquita.
¿Cómo se dice lobos marinos
Sea
en
Wolf.
inglés? Irons, po. Voy a traducirlo, a ver.
Go to see the Sea Wolf. Go to... ¿Pongo paseo 21 de mayo? ¿O ir el 21 de mayo a la fecha? No, pues
Arturito Prat.
es el paseo del 21 de mayo. Eh, my
Mira.
¿Qué es la wea de que está abajo? No.
Hola, Sofía. Entró alguien más al grupo, chiques.
¿Sofía Pardo? ¿Nani? Lookout.
Tranqui. Estamos hablando de Valpo.
Sí,
Chorrillana.
aquí solo hablamos de Valpo. Rengo.
¿Qué región? ¿En qué región?
Oh, bueno, no sé ni. Pues, si me pusieran una pistola en la cabeza, me dijeran apunta Rengo en el mapa, bueno, estaría muertísimo, así al toque.
Me suena muy del sur, weón.
Ah, porque
Rancagua.
Rancagua no existe, pues.
Ah,
¿Ranqué? ¿Cómo? Ah, Aconcagua, sí.
Ronconagua.
No, no conozco lo que está hablando. It's good for. It's famous for the troles. Sí, los troles. A mí me gusta andar en troles. A veces me voy a dar unas vueltas. It's.
Oye, ¿qué más? Calmado. It's famous por las casitas de colores.
De múltiples colores. Todo el paraíso, puerto principal.
Sí.
Ahí te pone lo que es el principal port.
De colorful.
Ah, pero San Antonio es más fome. Famous.
The colorful houses.
Pone que las casas están en los cerros. Las que están pintaditas están en los cerros nomás.
Hills. Oye, ¿qué le pusieron en es bueno por? Nice.
¿Cómo le pongo ascensores? Elevator. Trollers.
Elevator.
And,
Cacha. Ahí quedaste.
porque son vertical. Son. Van en así para el ladito.
There is a huge problem with
La basura. Y los miau.
los
Y,
meados.
y los panquis. Los panquis.
The rubbish, the panties, and the smell.
There's a huge problem.
La basura
Voy a
y
poner a los panquis. Los panquis.
vamos a poner lo mismo.
De verdad, va a ser un problema, weón. De verdad.
a pipí.
Sí, también.
Eso es.
Ya. Oye, ¿es la actividad 5? Ya.
Sí, pero nos tocó hablar de Valparaíso nomás. Yo no soy de Valparaíso, pero estoy aquí.
¿De dónde iban?
Yo soy de la Ligua, ¿y tú? Ah, no, pues ya te preguntamos, ¿verdad?
Pucha, estoy perdida, llegué recién.
El Ignacio también me dijo que la Ligua era el sur, así que tranqui.
No saben nada de geografía.
No, weón. No, nos queda un minuto. ¿Y la última qué pusieron?
La última. There are all kinds 1000 tambores.
El tambor.
One,
Levanta el tambor.
hay, hay muchos tipos de qué. ¿De qué pusiste? De, ah,
Eres una playlist.
No pasas con M, ¿verdad?
Sí, M.
Ah, qué cute.
Cepillar.
Okay, you're all back. You are all here.
I'm
I'm not going to check all the answers. Wait. I'm not going to check all the answers of all the groups. I want to know some of them. What happened?
tell the joke. Tell the joke.
Okay. I'm not going to
Estamos
ask. I'm just gonna
pelando
go with
ciudades,
it.
profesora.
Okay. I want to know about Calama. I'm like really interested about Calama. So let's go to group 5. The first question says there's plenty or nothing to do. So finish that sentence.
There's nothing to do in free times or in summer.
Mm-hmm. Why?
Because it's not a touristic city.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's good enough. Let's check another city. Villa Alemana.
There are always parties happening.
And I think the group of Villa Alemana have to answer, yes.
Yeah, okay.
Villa Alemana is good for having lunch in restaurants. There's a lot of restaurants.
There are a lot of restaurants.
Yeah, I know a couple that well, for me are like very famous and the prices are okay, and the food is all right. And I think it's good for that Villa Alemana. I remember that, and after I moved to Viña del Mar, the only thing for what I come to Villa Alemana is just for having lunch. In one place that I went almost all my childhood.
Okay, so you missed the food. That's good. All right. Viña. Tell me what Viña is good for. Ivan or David, what is Viña good for?
David era de Valpo.
Yes, we are
Oh,
from
you're right.
Viña.
Yes, sorry.
The
My bad.
tourism.
Ian,
The tourism.
it's
Con
good
el
for
turismo.
it's good for tourism or for
Sí.
the tourists?
No, tourism. Los turistas, no. De repente hay muchos.
Ian,
Eso en
again.
parte.
Ian, listen. It's good for tourism or it's good for the tourist? You choose.
El turismo.
Yes, but we're in an English class. Try to do it in English.
Tourism.
For the tourists.
Yes.
Okay. Sofia Villalon, what about in your city? What is it good for?
I'm from Viña.
Yeah, so you said for the tourists. Anything else?
No.
Only that?
Yes, we put only that.
Okay, let's think about Valpo then. David?
Like for going to the beach, doing sport.
Yeah.
Exercise.
Yes, that's good. Okay, David, what is Valpo good for?
In Valpo, there's a plenty to do, like eat completos or chorillana, go to see the sea wolf. And
Those are in Viña.
in the coast. No, in the coast, en el muelle Barón. Or go to May 21 lookout.
The promenade, the May 21st promenade.
El Mirador, 21 de mayo.
Yeah, it's a promenade.
Promenade?
So promenade, yeah. But I'm still stuck with the sea lions. I've never seen sea lions in Muelle Barón, like in Barón or in Prat.
Really?
I mean, if you go in the water on a boat, then
No.
yeah.
They are in the platform of concrete.
The concrete?
When you go
Yeah.
for shopping fish or buying fish and in the caleta.
Ignacio, hold on.
Sorry.
Ignacio Pessoa, you go. Mm-hmm. Okay, but it's a walk-in platform. You have to go by walking. Ah, okay. All right, I get the idea now. Thank you. All right, let's hear about people that live in small towns. What is your small town famous for?
Chirimoyas for Quillota, flowers for hijuelas, and avocados for La Cruz.
How do you call chirimoyas in English?
I have no idea because the people I've asked who live in North America, they don't have those.
No. So you have to, the way that you find out that information is you Google it, put in English, and then Google images.
Oh, okay.
Cuando lo googleas y lo googleas como imágenes, te das cuenta si lo que estás preguntando es verdad, o sea, corresponde o no.
Yeah, I get it.
So try to Google chirimoyas, just write chirimoyas in English, and then in the Google, put them in images. And maybe that's...
Josefa did, I think.
It says custard apples.
There you go. So 3, they have difference. You said avocados, flowers, and this apples, custard apples?
Yes.
Interesting. Okay. There's a huge problem with, let's start. Villa Alemana, what do you have the huge problem with? Okay, I'll ask one of you. Alejandro, you have a huge problem with?
How to say it? Like, it's weird because there's it's very quiet via the mana, so, and not too much stuff happens, so I can't say if there's something bad.
But do you have a huge problem or no?
I mean, I don't have a problem with Villa Alemana, but
No, we're not saying that you have a problem. We're saying there is a huge problem. So maybe the problem doesn't affect you, but it affects the city.
That's the
Hold
thing.
on.
I don't know.
Okay, Marco, did you guys discuss it in the group?
I'm from Villa Alemana.
Yeah, I know, but you're in El Olivar right now. I'm asking Marco. Hold on.
Okay.
O sea,
Marco?
I wrote there's a huge problem with the municipalidad structure.
With street jobs?
And no, like the structure.
The structure.
Yes, is for me like ugly. I don't know how to say it.
Why the structure?
I don't know.
But you say there's a huge problem with the structure.
But now the problem with the I don't know.
Are we talking like the political structure or just the physical structure?
Yes, the physical structure.
Okay. What is the problem?
It's like poorly made, the structure.
So it's not organized?
Yes.
Okay, so it's messy.
Yes.
Okay, I get the idea. All right, thank you. Huge problem in Viña. What is the huge problem in Viña?
I think there's a huge problem with the crowds in the summer, like in the beach. There's a lot of people, like people from Santiago, from Argentina, and that is the biggest problem, I think, in the year. In the summer, there's a lot of people, and
Yeah, I agree. It's like too crowded.
Yeah.
Okay, guys, let's leave it here so you can take a break before your next class. I'm going to ask you to say hi in the chat one more time to give your attendance because some people came into the class late. Okay, so everybody just say hi. And I have to stay with Constanza for a second so we can check the thing about the book. And she can explain everything to you after, all right?
Perfect.
Yeah.
Before we go, and I sent 2 pictures of what Ignacio was talking and of Valparaíso, like the Muelle Barón. I sent 2 pictures of the
Of the sea lions?
Of the sea lions, yes, and the structure where they sit. So you
okay.
check it.
All right, I'll check it out later. Thank you. Okay, guys, have a good weekend. Have a good weekend. Remember to do the video, and I will see you on Tuesday, okay?
Okay.
All right,
Okay,
bye,
thank
guys.
you.
Okay.
Bye.
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 Have a nice weekend.
Have a nice weekend.
Yes.
Bye bye.